Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is February the 25th, 2019. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Strong hand. Offended by selling. Be a unique beast. Unconfiscatable. All right. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin, people. Remember that. Yeah, I got a shirt that has a lot of stuff on it. I get free shirts. People send me shirts. Check out the links below. You can get shirts just like this. And I like how this one looks. I've always said that. It's an imitation of, the Beatles version of this shirt. Anyway, yeah, links below. Check them out. All sorts of affiliate stuff. Support the show that way. Support the show by sharing this video on Twitter, on other social media platforms. You don't have to contribute crypto to the show or dollars or super chats or whatever. Spread the word on social media. That's a free thing you can do. It takes 2 seconds if you want to help out the show. If you want to spread the strong hand word. Okay, measure your time in halvings. Remember that. Hey, speaking of time, my time in Israel, it's going to end for this segment of the year, at least. I'm out of here on the 12th, and then I'll be in Los Angeles for 2 weeks, then Baltimore for the entire month of April. Okay, and I am from Baltimore originally. I'm in Tel Aviv, Israel, for those new to the show. Follow me on Twitter, TechBalt, TechBalt. Okay, so, crypto, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is where the big boys play. So if you don't like something, yeah, you can complain, or you can just move on. Now, Coinbase, Coinbase is a big player in the space. You can try to pretend they're not, but they are. And they want to make money. And they know there are a lot of 80%ers out there. And they know there are a lot of people that don't listen to this show and don't know what the strong hand is and want to diversify for the sake of diversification and want to be involved in a coin that's the next Bitcoin. Okay, so they're going to make money off those people. So yeah, they're listing Ripple on their trading app now or something. I don't know. I don't trade. I don't give a darn. That's the thing. Let them do what they're going to do. We need big companies to come out of this space. If you're silly enough to want to use your precious Bitcoin to get Ripple, I mean, I get personal responsibility is a new counterculture. What can I say? They are a business. They know there are plenty of people that want to do that. Unfortunately, there are, or whatever. That's their choice. They're going to do that. So you can waste your time screaming at Coinbase and being a Bitcoin mommy and saying, no, they're not allowed to do that. I'm going to tell on you. Or you can just think it's crypto noise. It's just crypto noise when Coinbase does something like that. So I do want to put it. Whale Panda puts it in a very interesting way. Last 2 weeks for Coinbase. Cloud storage backup of private keys. Get free $3 of Zcash. Acquired hacking team. Added Bcash to the wallet. Added Ripple to the exchange. Yeah, they did all that stuff. It's an 80%er world. That's why it's called 80%ers. 80%ers are going to do what they're going to do, and they're going to go over to Coinbase and do all those things. Is it in their best interest? No, it's not. They should just hold Bitcoin. It's that simple. But no, they're gonna get some Bitcoin, some Zcash, some Ripple, and store it in the cloud. Maybe get some Bcash too. So let them do what they're gonna do. You can tell your friends not to do that. That's great. Get this. The thing that I do, I get Bitcoin. I put it on my Trezor. That's it. That sounds kind of boring compared to what Coinbase is doing, right? Yeah, it does sound boring. But long-term thinking, baby. Pound that like button. So yeah, let Coinbase, they're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to bring, hey, and you know what? The positive, they got a lot of money. They're going to bring more people into the space. They're going to make money off of dumb money, okay? They're going to make money off of people making silly mistakes with Ripple. And it's, in the long run, will bring more people to cryptocurrency. People will learn their lesson the hard way. And this is where the big boys play. Some will leave, a lot will stay. And it'll be great for us Bitcoin holders who were correct all along and had the conviction and didn't play games. And you know what? If you played some games and you lost, you learned your lessons, okay? You move on. You don't try to revenge upon Coinbase and Bitcoin mommy them up, okay? This is where the big boys play. So let me talk about a big boy, someone who's in motion that I met at the Tel Aviv Bitcoin Embassy a few weeks ago. Brett. Brett is originally from the East Coast of the United States like I am, but he has made Aliyah and he lives in Israel. God bless him for doing that. And he has he's written about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. I linked to him below because he's in motion, trying to spread the word, trying to become right about crypto and stuff. And I admire anyone like that. When you tell me something you're doing that's productive, I'm going to spread the word. So Brett, good job. If you want to read Brett's stuff, it's linked to below. It says Brett. Okay, so click on that. Tim Draper was on. What was he on there? What's the name of the show? The show that I've been on that I can't think of the name of. I should have written the name of the show down there. Where was he going? Well, anyway, Andy Hoffman tipped me off to this. You can check out Andy Hoffman at Steemit. You can also check me out at Steemit at Bitcoin Meister. Anyway, Crush the Street. Yes, of course. He was on. Tim Draper was interviewed on Crush the Street. Tim Draper, he's invested in many technology companies. Back, I think it was in 2014 or 15, he bought a lot of Bitcoin at a U.S. auction, and he probably paid only like $600 per Bitcoin. And people were like making fun of him for doing that. Anyway, so he's a smart guy. I'm not going to put him on a pedestal, but he's talking about the features of Bitcoin and why it's different than just holding cash. And he's at the 220 mark in the video, linked to below, and it's a pretty good video. In passing, he just mentions this in passing, very fast. What are his exact words? You'll be able to do airdrops with Bitcoin. Well, there you go, baby. Mentioning crypto dividends right there. There's crypto dividends, whether they be airdrops, whether they be forks of Bitcoin. This is something that I'm one of the few guys that talks about, and Andy and a few other people talk about it as a benefit of holding Bitcoin. You're getting interest. You're getting a one-time dividend. And so he mentions it as a good thing. Airdrops. You could do airdrops with Bitcoin. People in the traditional financial world are eventually going to understand this, that you can make that comparison to getting a dividend on a stock or getting interest if you properly hold your Bitcoin on your Trezor. Of course, if you got to properly hold, you got to control. You can't get it if it's at Coinbase, okay? But in the future, there are going to be, a lot of people say, oh, the forks are dead. The airdrops are dead. It's not. No, they'll be back again. It'll be something we won't even be able to comprehend right now. There might be corporate airdrops, corporate forks, and just by holding Bitcoin, you will get it, and then you will be able to trade it in for Bitcoin. And this is just such an amazing feature of Bitcoin that people do not talk about. But he did bring it up on the show, so I give him credit. And yeah, of course, the Mimblewimble coin crypto dividend is coming up on April 20th. Which is Chris that I know is doing that. So yeah, again, I don't complain when I get free coins because I foresee a time. I hope for a time. I don't foresee it, but we can put pressure on people and say like, hey man, if you want to do an altcoin, you got to make it a fork or a Bitcoin, a fork or an airdrop on Bitcoin, so that the apex predator of holders get it for free. Okay, I believe in a world where that there will be coins given, the distribution method of altcoins will be given away for free to Bitcoin holders. And you're going to say, well, Adam, you're just saying that because you're a Bitcoin holder. Yeah, of course, part of the reason I want to get I don't care how bad those altcoins are. If they're giving them to me for free and I can turn them into Bitcoin, great. If Coinbase wants to list them, great. And give me Bitcoin because I got some free altcoin, that's just awesome. That is with other coins, all the other altcoins out there, and then we can get Ethereum's a little different, but all the others, no, you don't. People aren't debuting their altcoins through the other coins. They just aren't doing that. Bitcoin is the rock. Everybody already knows that. It is the top of the heap, the apex predator. And Tim Draper apparently understands that also very nicely. Also in the and I'm just amazed how overlooked this is still. It's just it's right out there. Like how well people did because they got Bcash for free or BGold for free. These are amazing gains just by doing nothing, by holding an asset. There's no other. In the traditional markets, you don't get like you don't get interest like that. You don't. It's amazing. But and again, Bcash was an attack. We all know that, but it turned into a great thing in terms of its value for holders. Again, they were trying to pretend to be Bitcoin. It was an unfriendly fork. Yeah, whatever. But there was quite a bright side of it for holders. Quite a bright side. Okay, and it's not like it's cyclical, people. I've said it many times. We're going to see all sorts of new crypto dividends in the future, things we can't even imagine now. And it's just the benefit of having a strong hand in holding. There's not enough people. And again, that's my shtick. That's what I preach, is the holding, because you got all these other people saying, oh, it's better just to keep it on the exchange and flip it and do this and value your wealth in dollars. And they have no concept or understanding of what it means to get completely free coins that for some reason other people give you Bitcoin for. I don't know why they give me Bitcoin for them. That's just the way of the 80%, or just the way, the mindset of, because there's just so many different mindsets coming into cryptocurrency. You can't control what other people think. If other people are going to think that there's going to be a next Bitcoin, you can't stop them. I've been screaming that Bitcoin's the next Bitcoin. It's one of my sayings. You're all saying it right now when you're pounding the freaking like button, but people don't listen. That's the way of the world. Lots of conflicting opinions, lots of different opinions. You mesh them all together. Some people are going to benefit, 20%ers. Others are not, because they're not thinking long term. But anyway, look, this is the free market. This is where the big boys play. There's no Bitcoin mommy to come save the people who say, oh yeah, I'll give you Bitcoin for your Bcash. Nobody was saving King of the Trolls there when he was buying up everybody's Bcash. Thanks, King of the Trolls. Anyway, now another thing that Draper said, and I'm going to get back into crypto dividends in a second here. Another thing that Draper said was that he claims that if you ask somebody over 45, if they'd rather have $4,000 or one Bitcoin, they say $4,000. And if you ask somebody under 35, and he didn't talk about between 35 and 45, I might have heard him wrong. Under 35, they'd rather have one Bitcoin. Well, let me say this. I know what he's trying to say there. I don't think there's been a scientific study on this. And I am willing to bet there are plenty of 30-year-olds, way more 30-year-olds that would rather have $4,000 than one Bitcoin, to tell you the truth. I look forward to the day when I can confidently say there are more 25-year-olds in the United States of America who would rather have one Bitcoin than $4,000. Because right now, not enough people even know what Bitcoin is in the United States. And the United States is one of the biggest Bitcoin countries on earth. So, hey, man, I know what you're trying to say, Tim Draper. You're on the right track. Eventually, it will be more. And probably right now, it is more young people than old people who are willing to say, I'd rather have one Bitcoin than $4,000. But I don't think the numbers... I don't think there are that many young people who are willing to do that now. I just say, but soon there will be. And yeah, of course, I would rather have one Bitcoin than $4,000. Oh my Lord, dude, I'd rather have I'd rather have one Bitcoin more than. I mean, if someone owed me some money, if someone owed me $5,000, I've said this before. I've said this is something you can do. If somebody owes you $5,000. Just say, hey, just get me a Bitcoin. Just get me a Bitcoin. We'll forget about the difference. Just send me a Bitcoin. That there is very much worth it. Okay. Because again, debtors, when we're talking about debtors, they're not going. If they already owe you money for a year, they're probably never going to pay you. So you got to give them a deep discount. Just be done with it. You get your Bitcoin. In a few years, you'll be like, oh my God, that guy gave me a house worth of Bitcoin. All right. So, what else do we have here? So yeah, crypto dividends are the least known aspect of Bitcoin. Now, imagine if you and your wife needed a car. Okay, you both needed a car. You bought yourself a new BMW, and you kept your BMW out on the street instead of in your garage. And you bought your wife a new Ford because even though you like BMW, and you could afford a used BMW, you didn't want to have two BMWs. You want to diversify for the sake of diversification. So you wanted a cheaper version of BMW, it's just a cheaper Ford is just a cheaper version of BMW. Yeah. All right, diversify for the sake of that. So you keep that Ford of your wife in your messy garage, which actually could fit like 2 cars in it if you cleaned it up, but you're too lazy to do it. So after a year, you find out that every single BMW owner of new BMWs or used BMWs, doesn't matter, that keeps his BMW in his garage is entitled to claim various other mobility-related devices if he takes the initiative. Okay? So for that year, you missed out on a free Japanese motorcycle, a scooter, a new muffler, a used headlight, and a bunch of a tricycle, and all of which could have easily been converted to money or into credits toward a BMW. So you would be very unhappy that you did not know the rules of the game. You would be you would not be pleased that you bought that Ford without knowing that, hey, if I would have just stored my BMW properly, and if I would have gotten a used BMW instead of the Ford, I would have had all these other things too. Why didn't anyone tell me the rules of the game? And when you found out that a lot of hardcore BMW fans knew about this aspect of ownership, but called it a scam and shouted it down, you would be really disappointed. Now of course, there is one aspect of this scenario that is different from what I'm getting at here. BMW, the centralized company, would have published all of this, okay? They would have told you the rules of the game, and you wouldn't have gotten into that situation. But BMW does not rely on its fans and purchasers for marketing. Bitcoin, of course, is different. It's decentralized. And it does rely on its fans and its purchasers for marketing and saying what the rules of the game are and what the features are of BMW. So we have in the Bitcoin space, we have the intellectual Bitcoin elite, of course. We have the intellectuals and the personalities who set the tone of Bitcoin. And sometimes a lot of them kind of gang up on other ones, and that's not too cool. It is good to have alternative intellectual voices that don't agree. And it just shows that there is freedom in the intellectual Bitcoin elite, okay? We're not all on the same page, but we use our heads when it comes to Bitcoin, and we're not flippers, and we stand for something. And we're not here to fit into the 80% mainstream society. And we know that personal responsibility is new counterculture. So some are going to focus, some people, you can't focus on everything in Bitcoin. And something that gets a lot of attention in Bitcoin, there's a lot of, they're technical people, they're trader people, they're Lightning Network people. And then there's other people who are just talking about holding, and you're treating it like a savings account, getting crypto dividends. I mean, my opinion is that you need to know the rules of the holding game, okay? Crypto dividend, when your Bitcoin is properly stored, you're going to get the crypto dividends if you want to, okay? Especially with these airdrops. And to spread the word of this aspect of Bitcoin, this quality of Bitcoin, the benefits of holding, getting the crypto dividends, it's going to get more holders into the space. Okay. So again, this is not a purity test. Oh, you talked about crypto dividends, or you didn't talk about a technical aspect of Bitcoin. I gotta tell you the truth, people. All this Lightning Network stuff that goes around and around and around on Twitter and everything, that most of society is going to fall asleep when they hear about it, okay? They don't understand what that is. They just don't. Congratulations if you're a genius and you can understand it. You're special. Great. Do you actually own Bitcoin, though? Do you own Bitcoin? Or do you just you just show how smart you are because you understand all the technical aspects of Lightning Network, okay? People understand savings accounts. They understand getting dividends from owning stocks. This is a real aspect of Bitcoin. Since freaking August of 2017. Before that with Bitcore, I built. Was it Bitcore before that? I don't even know. Okay. But it's a proven aspect of Bitcoin. You get crypto dividends when you hold it properly. Okay. And people can understand that. It's real simple, simple interest, simple math right there, okay? It's not like, oh, you need to run a lightning node to do. Okay, people are going to, again. So, I mean, but people can, and that's the beauty of the freedom of this world. I love it when people are talking about Lightning Network. I think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be great. But dudes, when people are asking me, why are you running a Lightning node? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? That's not my thing, dudes. I travel around this whole world. I can't be lugging stuff with me, okay? What I do like to do is I like to get free freaking coins, okay, and turn them into Bitcoin, okay? So that my whole entire family will never have to work again, okay? So again, you can play with Litecoin if you want, and Lightning Network or whatever you want to do, and do 2-cent transactions and think that's cool, and that is cool, okay? But everyone's got, there's different takes on this, and that is the beauty of this space. That is the beauty of this space. They're going to be technical guys. They're going to be finance guys. They're going to be savings guys. They're going to be spending guys. It's a beautiful world, and that shows that it's freedom. There's freedom there. So again, and then some people can say, well, it's unfair that the holders are going to get more of these crypto dividends. Again, freedom produces inequality, okay? Some people, Trace Mayer, he was buying up Bitcoin. I don't know how much it was, 2 cents or whatever when he was buying it up. Are you going to be jealous of him? That he probably got more BGold than anybody on the planet at one point before he sold it all? Or are you going to try to figure out how to be productive, how to be in motion, how to aim high, and how to get more Bitcoin so that you can attain more wealth, get more crypto dividends, and okay. So no, freedom produces inequality. This is true. Freedom. Some people aren't going to find out about Bitcoin until it's much more expensive. Again, they could have, but this is the world of freedom. No one's going to force everyone to have an equal amount of Bitcoin. Not everybody found out about it at the same time. This is the real world. This is where the big boys play. Okay, this is where the big boys play. Anyway, I mean, and again, if you want fairness, you can go to Venezuela. Everyone's equal there. Everyone gets a government salary in bolivars. Look, it turns out very well in the Soviet Union. Everybody was equal. Everybody's equal. Everyone gets paid the same thing. For everyone to be equal, they have to force you to be equal. They use force. They take away and they give to others, and then everyone's equal. Is everybody happy when everyone's equal? I don't know. Go to that world. Go see how it is. I prefer to be in the Bitcoin overlay where it's freedom and where everyone is not equal. Okay, where people who prepare and think do better than people who pick their noses. Okay. I like this, but you don't have to be here. This is where the big boys play. You can go play with them, in the Soviets or whoever. I don't know. Move to go to some big liberal city in America and get on welfare and live in Section 8, and then you'll be equal. Everyone in Section 8 is equal. See how fun that is. See how fun it is to live in a Section 8 housing in Baltimore City, in a housing authority in Baltimore City house. You can see old videos of mine when I run through those neighborhoods. See how lovely they are. They're very good when everyone's equal. The government makes everyone equal. Very good stuff. All right, so let's move on here. Let's move on. So Whale Panda has a tweet out there, and this is a flashback here. While the 27 Bitcoin is tiny in comparison to the 120K Bitcoin lost, I think the main takeaway here is that the U.S. government gave the coins to Bitfinex. So all the rumors about the U.S. letter agencies going after Bitfinex might be a bit exaggerated. Okay, so what is he talking about here? What's he talking about here? Back in 2016, before the halving, I remember it well, Bitfinex was hacked. No one really knows what exactly happened. They were able to bail themselves out, and everyone was made whole. But all of a sudden now, all these years later, the U.S. government has found 27 of the Bitcoin of the incredible, how many of the 120,000 Bitcoin that went missing for some reason. So there's a lot of people that say that Bitfinex is on is not in the good graces of the United States government, but yet the United States government just gave them 27 Bitcoin that they found. Now, how did they find these Bitcoin? That was not revealed either. So the whole thing is very interesting. I think one of the things you conclude from this is don't keep your Bitcoin on the exchange. And yeah, don't believe everything you read out there about Bitfinex and what the U.S. government is. I mean, I really wonder how did the U.S. government get this 27 Bitcoin? How were they sure that it was from the hack? And yeah, they gave it back. That's I don't know. Maybe the government is more into Bitcoin than we think they are. I mean, it's kind of a positive development if they didn't confiscate it for themselves and try to sell it. I don't know. There's a lot of different takes on that. So you can check out his link below. You can pound that like button if you like the video and share it. Follow me on Twitter at TechBot. Click on those squares. Bang that bell button. That is the end of the show. I am Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Check out the links below. I will say hello to you dudes in the chat right now. Bye.